Before Snapchat and Facebook, there was MySpace. And before MySpace, there was AIM. And before AIM, there was Friendster. Oh yeah, we're taking it all the way back on Throwback.
I don't think I remember life before social media.
Life before social media, I don't know, feel like I was like in a cave somewhere knocking two rocks together to try to pass the time.
I remember life without social media. Isn't that terrifying that I remember before the internet was around? We did used to have like the AOL, like the startup, you'd have to wait like a whole 60 seconds for your computer to start up.
It blows my mind now that all of these kids have access to Wi-Fi at like all places, and there's LTE and blah, 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 blah. No, we had dial-up and it would take a good like 15 minutes for you to log on, and there was so many different noises.
It was like, and then it'd be like, beep, 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 beep.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's not what it sounded like at all. Like I can hear it in my head and it wasn't like that, but it was really loud and obnoxious.
They need like a mixtape for that. Like I could see that being behind a remix or something, I don't know.
My first foray into social media was in 6th grade, and it was MSN Messenger. And I was Frenchy chick, because I'm from France, in case you were wondering if I was cool or not.
Yeah, I never used AIM. Everyone in my hometown used Hotmail. Yeah, Hotmail had its own instant messenger. It was like MSN or something, and you could like, everyone in my hometown used that, but everyone outside of my hometown used AIM.
Very, very first social media account was AOL Instant Messenger.
Facebook was cool, but it was all about AIM. I'm not really sure how you say it, but one of the two.
Oh, that was like how everyone talked to boys when we were in 3rd and 4th grade. You didn't talk to them in person. It was just like, no, we chat on AIM sometimes.
My AIM screen name was Rain B Sprinkles. I wanted Rainbow Sprinkles, but that was taken. But actually, it's still my Instagram handle today.
My very first screen name was Degrassi Lover 6, because my obsession with Degrassi The Next Generation was next level. So I would write like quotes in my away messages from all the Degrassi episodes. It was insane.
My first ever social media account was my AIM account, and my username was parrotgirl220 with a U for girl, because that was cool then to spell girl wrong.
My username was AHMS Girl, GURL. So like Abington Heights Middle School girl with a U. I guess it was cool back then. I don't know, maybe.
The worst thing I ever did on AOL Instant Messenger was I like semi-broke up with somebody in an away message. So you know how you would like write an away message to say that you weren't gonna be around for a little while or whatever? And I would do this thing where I would make the whole background of my page, of my away message, like pink, and then I'd make the text pink too, but if you highlighted it, you could see that I'd written something in the away message. It was next level.
Did I have a MySpace? Yes, absolutely.
Hell yeah, I had a MySpace. MySpace was everything. If you didn't have a MySpace, like what were you doing with your life?
I also had a MySpace, also Rain B Sprinkles, because I knew way back then that you had to have the same branding across all social media.
MySpace, I feel like all the younger kids had because it was right before Facebook, and then Facebook launched and got popular, but you needed a college email address or someone to like invite you to be on it. MySpace was a free-for-all and anyone could do it.
I had a MySpace account. I was obsessed with my MySpace account, and this was back before I had developed a moral code, before I had discovered my class. Essentially, this was raw, trashy Miriam at her finest on her MySpace account.
If I remembered my MySpace password, I would definitely go back and like scrub it clean, because that's like mortifying. And that was where you had all like the moody MySpace like emo pictures where you'd like take it up here. It was all about the angles. So these pictures I definitely had on my MySpace page, and this was like the pre-selfie. It was like, let me hold my phone in front of me, even though there's no forward front-facing camera, and act like I'm not taking a picture, even though everyone knows I was.
I actually had a music video embedded into my homepage that I was in. It was this reggaeton rapper guy who would sing, "I want to stick my sausage in your oven," and I would just like twerk next to him. That was on my page. What was I thinking?
You had your top 8, which was the most stressful thing in the entire world. I used to get into so many fights because of my MySpace top 8. So I would always put my sister first, then my best friend second, and my boyfriend third. But then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 was an absolute disaster.
Oh, top 8 was like very controversial, I feel like, because you needed to put your best friends as like your top few, but like if you have multiple best friends, which I did, who was number 1? I think I always put my sister, and that was like the cop out, but you definitely had to like number your friends.
I remember when MySpace had the top 8 section, and I actually didn't want to fill it with my top 8 people because I just didn't like that many people.
Your best friends go in the first couple of slots, and then the people that like you want attention from, or like that are higher than you in social circles, you put them up there to try and up your value. And the girl you're dating, she replaces your best friend no matter what in the top slot, and then you lose your best friend. I miss you, man.
Before there was MySpace and an AIM account, there was Friendster. This was the OG social media account. It was literally the account that put all the other accounts on the map.
What the F is Friendster? I like barely remember that.
Friendster was life-changing. There's like podcasts on Friendster.
I don't remember Friendster. I don't think I've ever heard of Friendster.
Friendster? I feel like it sounds familiar, but I never used it.
Have you heard of Friendster? No? Has anyone in here heard of Friendster? Am I that old?
So those were the super embarrassing tales of our first social media accounts. So it's time for you to let us know what yours were. We don't know who you are. It's fine. Let us know in the comments below. And when you're done with that, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode of Throwback.
But before you go, click left to check out your faves, recap their 21st birthday party over on Throwback, and click right to see us try some crazy tater tots on cheat day.